because I came up with this pattern in my brain, and I'm also currently working on figuring out this part of the pattern in my brain. And you guys don't need to see how ugly that